everyone. Welcome back to the Bobcast. I don't remember what episode this is, but it's Sunday morning, 5:20 in the morning. I just got from the bar, and I feel like it's the perfect time to be doing some episodes because I'm like 1,000 points, 5,000 points in debt. So I gotta start doing them. We just had the sim finishing the regular season yesterday, and I got fucked diddly yucked, as usual. Second straight year, us in Baltimore missed the wild card by a game. Baltimore went 96 and 67. So we finished 29 games over 500, which you'd figure is pretty good, and I guess it is, but lost the wild card to Sean by a freaking game, which, of course, I am uber not happy with. Lost division to Jimmy by freaking 15 games. Well, that's BS, really, because judging by our records, the PYT record thing, we finished 103 and 60, and he finished 105 and 57. So he had 6 games better difference. I had 7 games under. But yeah, disappointing season overall in Baltimore because we were just hoping to make the playoffs this year, and we failed. The main culprit, I'm going to talk about why we missed the playoffs really in this episode. And number one reason I'd say is because one-run games. I brought in a new closer, Alex Casto, who had an interesting season for me. Get more into that later. But one-run games, we were 13 and 25. I completely revamped the bullpen, and we go 13 and 25 in one-run games. One game better, we make the playoffs. And this is one game better because we actually ended up tying Kansas City at the end of the regular season. But we then lost the one-game playoff to them in the 9th, or really in the bottom of the 8th. So I am absolutely pissed about that. Overall the team played well, I guess. There were only 2 guys who played badly for us, and I'll talk about them. But first, let's talk about the good stuff, I guess. We finished 6th in runs scored, 7th in runs allowed. It's pretty good. I'm okay with that. Finished 96 and 67. Last year we finished with 95 and 67, so we won one more game than last season. Don't count the extra wildcard playoff game. We finished 96 and 66, so we finished 30 games over 500, so I'm happy about that. But again, it's all about results-oriented here in Baltimore. Just because I made 26 million this season, again, doesn't matter. All that matters is the playoffs, and Baltimore will not be taking part in the playoffs. And the 2 culprits for why that is are Dan Hudson and Harry Murray. Now, 2 least likely culprits I think you could find for why a team misses the playoffs. You have a 95, 94, 92, 90 starting pitcher, and a hitter who's 100, 73, 94, 184. And those are truly the 2 guys that cost me the playoffs this season. So effing stupid. We'll start with Hudson. This past offseason, my big move, I made some moves, but my biggest move was picking up a first-round pick, an starting pitcher spec, a first-round pick, and Hudson, obviously, for Jesus Montero, my awesome hitting DH. Montero went to Arizona, helped them win 106 games, was the anchor of their lineup, hit 293 with 38 homers and 120 RBI. So, pretty much, homer numbers a little better, but pretty much what I expected from him he would do. But, since with Doc Halladay retiring, I needed his SP, so I figured, well, Hudson's 94, 92, 90, like I said. He could absolutely go and replace the production I got from Doc. Of course, I could not be any wronger. And Hudson, on the season, with, again, his 94, 92, 90 ratings. I'm going to keep harping on that because that matters. Hudson went 12 and 12 with a 4.41 ERA and a WHIP all the way of 1.34. It's freaking ridiculous how terrible it is. 94, 92, 90, and yet he throws a 4 ERA every season, and he's had his worst of his career pretty much almost 4.42 ERA and 228 innings for me. I screwed up by getting him. That trade, I thought it would be the trade that wouldn't be the division and at least the wild card, and the trade that cost me both those. But pretty much all the trades I made this season did not work out. I traded for Dexter Fowler. My starting center field for me. How could that go wrong? 90 contact, 91 gap, 97 eye. I figured he'd be awesome. He goes out after last season where he hit, he's a 300 career hit pretty much. For me, he has 267 with a 370 on base. As my leadoff hitter on an awesome offense, scores 89 freaking runs. Fowler did not do well as my leadoff hitter, but he's not my hitting GOAT. Well, GOAT in the bad way, not in the greatest of all time. And that would be Harry Murray. Harry Murray, the pride and joy of my team, best player on my team, I think. And yet, this season that he put together, Harry Murray. Remember, Harry Murray, for those of you, took him 3rd overall a couple seasons ago. He's gone out, in his previous 2 seasons. Hit 304 with 376 on base, 332 with 398 on base. He was my leadoff hitter. Scored 115, 130 runs a year. Scoring a ton of runs for me. But I figure, now his power is up to 94, gap 73. I'm gonna have to move him down further in the lineup. So I'm making my 3rd hitter. Ahead of guys like Sands and Cabrera. And what does he do? He goes out and plays like shit. Harry Murray, again, 100 contacts, 73 gap, 94 power, 100 I, and 84 avoid K. Those awesome ratings. Hits 250. 250 to 358 on base. 11 homers, 94 power, and yet he goes out and hits 11 home runs. Completely killed the team. I mean that. One more game, like I said, one more game better. It's gonna be fucking one game. He helps me, and we win the wild card, and have a good shot, at least in my opinion, to go on in the playoffs. But no, he does not do that for me. So Murray, 22. I mean, I'm still gonna roll with him because I don't have any choice in that matter. So he killed me. Going forward, rest of my team, I mean, I'm happy with everyone else. Everyone else was at least solid. I mean, my ace, quote-unquote, Rob Ward, continues to disappoint. Remember, all I traded for him? The fact that he's a 199-92 guy. You figure, oh, he'd be a bit better, right? He'd be good. But no, 14-10 to 3.45 ERA. I mean, the only reason I was even competitive this season, at least competitive for the wild card, is because of the guy who was my worst player last season. Last season, as you recall, again, missed the playoffs by that much. Had my closer, Bodillo Lopez, the guy I brought in. So he closed for me last season, Lopez, and he went a majestic 9-13 with 32 saves and a 4.79 ERA and a whip of 1.61. So he was downright terrible. This season, after some other guys didn't work out, I threw him in the rotation, and he's a freaking godsend. Bodillo Lopez, the guy who killed me last season, goes out this season as my moving up from 5th starter, 4th starter, 3rd starter, 2nd starter. He's pitching the pen for a while. In 29 starts, went 21-5 with 3.17 ERA. Now he's definitely not an innings eater. He's only going to give you 6, maybe 7 innings at most. But 21-5 with a 3.17 and a whip of 1.13. He was downright awesome for me. Now, I mean, I guess I have him for one more season before his contract runs out. But he was great. I mean, he was what Ward should have been. So he stepped up. I mean, my other pitchers, Alvarado, 3.48 ERA. It's okay, although he's only 9-3. He went 9-3 in 24 starts. I don't know how he only gets 12 freaking decisions, but he managed to do that. Britton, after winning 20 games last year, pitches 12-13 with a 4.28 this season. I don't know how he does that, but whatever. My closer, Casto, I traded a lot to get him this past off season. Blew 6 saves, went 9-8 with 28 saves, a 2.67 ERA. Pretty awesome, I guess. I mean, losing 8 games, I kind of hate that, especially blowing a save on September 29th, like the 3rd last game of the season. That would have. He doesn't he blows one less. Obviously, I'm in the playoffs, so obviously that hurts a freaking ton. But he pitched well, I guess. 2.67 ERA and 84 innings for my closer. I guess everyone would take that unless they were crazy. But yeah, now my offense was good. I mean, Cabrera has one of his Cabrera seasons. Hit 311 with 391 on base, 36 homers, 111 runs RBI, 120 runs scored. Downright monster season. He's probably gonna lose. He's not gonna win the MVP, but he's up there. Even though he wasn't even my best hitter most of the season, Jerry Sands carried my team and was probably the favorite for the MVP until he had a terrible September October. I mean, but he finished 286 average, 376 on base, 36 homers, 121 RBI, 111 runs scored. So Sands and Cabrera both had huge seasons for me. I mean, they ended up tied for the lead in home runs, both with 36. Sands was third in the league in RBI. Just, they had monster seasons for me, but they weren't the only ones. I mean, pretty much everyone played well. Wieters had one of his Wiedery seasons, hit 295 total with a 388 on base. 89 RBI, 99 runs scored. I mean, that's good for my number 2 hitter. I mean, I like leaving him in my number 2 spot. He played well for me, but Ryan Dent, a guy who never really hit his potential after his rookie season where he had 344, 387 on base. Getting into that trade in a second, but he had 293 with 360. Dent did 26 homers, 103 RBI. 106 runs scored, so he had a good season. I mean, I mean, everyone would say, I guess that's a good season. No one would hate on that season. Yeah, so overall, I mean, I'm pissed that we missed the playoffs. We should have made it. Anyways, thanks for watching, everyone. I'll be back with more videos, because I really freaking need to. So, peace.